The reason we exist is because you cannot stay ahead of all things.
Hey, what's going on? You're here with eTech Millie, and today we're going to be working on wrapping. Give me 2 seconds to. So yes, it's car wrapping, and then at the bottom. You're here with eTech Mill, and what we've been doing is we've been going over how to wrap vehicles, and we are going to be starting with small objects around the house. The ideas that the idea thing you can use might be like something like your Stanley, like I got, or really a cell phone case. There's a few other little items that you can use when you are doing the first item. I prefer one, in my thought process, whole smooth surface, nothing too crazy at first if possible, just because you're looking to practice, and then maybe your second or third object you might want to do. Laptop covers, cell phone cases, pool sticks, vehicle headlights. You got to use a different kind of wrap for that. Pool balls, lawn home, XYZ kind of chairs. As far as canvas walls, you can use canvas walls, and then also the last two things I would say would be kitchen cabinets and sports balls. That's one that I'm looking forward to trying to do, is a few sports balls as far as that pigskin, or the basketball or soccer. Might even do a baseball. That's just trying to be a little creative with it. But I know that we got coming to the house is already here, and right now I'm waiting still on some cutting tools and trying to figure out the best way to cut. That is something that we need to focus on, is how to cut. That is something that we may try to take care of it in the PM, later in the PM. So with that being said, we need to talk about the workspace. We talked plenty about the 6 skills, which the 6 skills will control. Squeegee, and right now I say the snitty technique, edge control, edge corners, and then the last one would be being able to estimate. That's the business aspect of it, where it's like, okay, so you can always cut a little bit, but you can't add more. So it's best to give two on that, because you want to cut. You don't want to just start cutting it where you're wasting vinyl, because vinyl's not cheap. So let's talk about the work. A lot of light is needed. If you notice, a lot of the big businesses that do try to do mostly customizing with wraps and things of that nature, like you'll see them with rows and rows and rows of lights, and that tends to be the way that they do things, where it has to be very well lit. And if it's not lit, worst case, you're gonna have to find a portable type of light that actually shows imperfections. All right. Before you start trying to clean the place out, make sure the windshield or is more debris that's added to what you need to clean off. So, in fact, when you think about it, let's say you cleaned it off, then you parked it inside and you swept it. Now you got to clean it off again. So, when you're thinking about where you're going to have your tools, so wherever you're planning on working, that's where your tools and equipment should be. You can just have a regular, flat table, or you can have it where it's on the wall, where it comes up and down from the wall. You can have different kind of ways that you can create your cutting table, and you might want to put it like something that goes up on a wall if you're like stressed for space. If you're not stressed for space, then it doesn't matter. Electrical outlets, that is something that is needed as well, because you got to think about it. You're going to be using the heat gun. You're going to be using the edger. You're going to be using, well, actually it's more like the buffer. You're going to be using the buffer. You're going to be using, lights have to be on. So the temperature needs to be between 60 and 75 degrees. That is the temperature of your workspace. If your workspace is colder than that, it may actually do worse when it actually get into the outside, and if it's higher than that, it may have the material active you put on your vehicle. So after post, you're gonna leave it in 60 degrees at least for 24 hours. So don't like soon as someone gets it, they can't just drive it off. If they drive it off, they might mess up the paint job, or I should say the vinyl job, that may mess up by it bubbling up, or it might react to the sun or whatever's going on too soon, too early. So the way you need to do your workspace, if you really want to design it, you need to measure the space that you do have, identify the walls, and then identify with the doors or whatever kind of objects that are around the work. Just really the workspace. The draw. You're gonna draw the size on a piece of paper, and then from there you can list the large tools and items and really get real creative on how you're gonna make your workspace. I recommend doing that because if you're gonna be doing multi type of services, you're gonna have to figure out, like, okay, so when someone comes in, set up where it's like 4 corners, and you're like, hey, a third of this gonna be used to this, a third of this gonna be used to that, a third of it's gonna be used to that, and we need to figure out what needs to happen and what tools or equipment might be shared. All right, those are things you got to think about. But the main thing is you're thinking about functionality of your workspace. You're not thinking about, does it look all the way great? Because the thing is, your workspace is not the product that you're providing. The product you're providing is that end result of what's going to the customer, quote unquote, or yourself, depending on if you are the customer. But it's not about, does it look the greatest? It's about, does it function? That's what we need to be thinking about. So we need to also think about planning for the future. If you have any kind of idea that you plan on doing some other kind of venture that's similar to, you need to be thinking about that in depth. Now it's only 3 days and you got to prep up because you have already been thinking about this from back when. All right, so that's good to think about. Planning for the future. Utilize your dead space. Oftentimes what happens in our office spaces, as for us, we're in a workspace. All right, in our workspaces, there tend to be places where we just neglect, and we can put certain items or objects there to make life easier. I'll give you an example. Like, let's say that we are you're at your house and you keep putting your dirty clothes in a certain location. After a while, it's best to put a hamper right there where you keep doing that. Is storing your tools where you use them is where they need to be stored. All right, where you use the tools, that's where they need to be stored, which makes sense because oftentimes if you see me work, I'm like, I'm all over the place because I gotta go here, I gotta go there. I don't know where my tools are, and then it's like sometimes I might not have it. It might be in my toolbox. It might be in this garage. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a lot of things that go on when it comes down to the tool management. You know, and that's something I know I need to work on. You know, but we are going to design around the material flow, and we're going to keep it mobile so that way if we need to be able to move around and let's say that the work is somewhere else, we can take care of it. So before we watch a few of these videos, I'd like to talk about what's going to be there. It's going to be 3D printing, adhesives, assemblies, many all the trades really, automation, barcoding, vehicle components, a bunch of different CADs, a bunch of different castings, a bunch of different fabrications, robotics, a bunch of different welding, tools, and plastics. That's mainly so let's go ahead and check out a few videos, and then once we check out a few videos, we'll talk again. All right.
Hey guys, Vinyl Vixen here in the Wrap Stash Lab. We are going to give you guys a little in on the different tools and stuff that we personally like to use within our shop for detailed color change. So everyone throw your stuff out and let's see what you got. I use a fanny pack actually.
My stuff changes all the time for some reason.
Depends on the install.
Tools that I like, and you know, and depends on the install too, what you're doing, detailed work versus graphics wraps and all kinds of different stuff. But let's see, we've got a few different types of squeegees in here, different hardies. The angle's nice. You can get into a lot more corners with this one. They have a really good felt. Avery's a really good squeegee. This blue squeegee I've used forever now, and it's just...
Yeah, we like the red one too.
can't fail.
So the blue one's a little bit harder. The red one's got a little more flex or shore, I believe is what they refer to it as, the shore of the squeegee. So those are two really good.
I've used it, but I've used it for about a few weeks now, and yeah, they're awesome.
Awesome,
squeegees
and these ones
so far.
too actually are magnetized.
Those are magnets.
So you
yeah,
can like
those
throw
have
these up on the
magnets.
car. If you've got like the Geek Belt stuff, you can use that. These ones are from Yellow Tools as well. This is
Awesome.
really,
Those are-
really good.
This one's a little bit harder. Same concept. Good rounded edge.
Really cool sign. We're made for a client who's an agent.
Did you talk about the wet app?
No, I didn't.
It's for chrome
Yeah.
or wet app type of installs, but softer felt edge.
So what kind of fleeces do you guys like? I really like these velvet black ones from Yellow Tools because they glide really well.
Yeah.
What's some of the other ones that we
Avery ones.
normally use?
Avery,
Stock
the
ones.
stock.
Actually, is this the one that it came with?
No.
Okay.
Well, that's
So for these ones though, you actually have to buy a specific sleeve that is meant to fit these. So keep that in mind, but definitely a good one to have on
Yellow
hand.
Tools
And
sells
these
it.
ones are different shores as well, so different
Oh yeah.
flexibility. So that really depends on what you're installing for sure. What do you guys got for knives?
I got
Show me the blades.
all kinds of knives.
We all have our blades
I
wrapped.
always have a backup knife
So-
because I lose knives.
Yeah, because we go through a ton of knives. So we all have got, so yeah, we've got some wood grain. All of mine are
Wood game.
wood grain. All of mine are Galaxy or cheetah print, you know, stuff like that. I've got this mini
That's
one that I
fine.
just,
Where did you get this?
I don't know what you're talking
This is
about.
not knives. See, this
I
is why
probably
we
found
come
it.
here. You take them.
Yeah, we've got all sorts of little good knives. We like using the Olfa breakaways. We normally use we like those to get into really intricate angles, really detailed cuts. If you're doing like freehand cuts, this is a lot better. And then we use the silver, what is this made out of?
That's just a steel blade.
Stainless steel. These ones are good for glass and stuff because they won't cut the glass like the black will. So keep that in mind. Where's your blade cage at from Autoskins? Autoskins makes
Blade
these
cage.
blade cages, which are
Awesome.
really cool. You want to show how it's done? Because this one actually, do it off of this one, yeah. Show how it
Simple,
works.
just like one. Easy to break off. It's got a magnet on the bottom.
Can you open it? Does it open?
Yeah. So you just screw off the bottom
So
here.
show the stuff on the inside.
Oh. And then slide out. There's your blades. You can dump those out. And there's your spares.
Right, and that's
yeah.
from Autoskins, and it really does actually come in handy because the other day I broke a blade off and put it in my scrap vinyl like that I had cut off, you know, and I had it on the ground. And Michael literally like got down on the ground, picked up that piece of scrap material, and that breakaway blade, especially if you're on a scissor lift or something like that, you just, you know, put your blades there and don't worry about it.
That's good.
But yeah, what else do we got? You guys got some wrap sticks?
Blades.
Wrap sticks, we've got these Avery Dennison micro squeegees. They come in two different shores.
This is Yellow Tools.
Yellow Tools wrap sticks
My
are really
favorite wrap
great.
stick. I haven't really had the chance to good material. They're flexible, nice, you can get in. They last. I mean, they've lasted quite a while.
Rubber lift.
Rubber lift. Those are
Yellow
awesome.
Tools as well.
Those are good.
Awesome tools.
You guys got some hooks. Hooks are really important for getting into seals and things like that. You want to have angled hooks. This is my
That
hook.
is mine.
Don't listen to him. It's mine.
This is
It's
mine.
in my
I've been
bag.
looking for that hook
No,
for
I don't know what you're
weeks.
talking about. I claimed it.
So I
but
had
yeah.
to find this one.
So some hooks, you definitely need those for
Any kind of hook
seals.
really works as long as it's a nice thin with a new rounded tips on the end, so you don't, if you
Yeah, it's like
slip,
almost like a
you're not gonna
ball on
mar
the
the car or
end.
anything, scratch it up.
Yeah, so wrap sticks, those are huge from Yellow Tools.
Those are
They've got
awesome.
like 30 different sticks, so check those out for sure. What do you guys have from, you got like
Zippy.
Stabilos,
The Martor,
the Zippy,
Zippies,
those
these
are good
are
for
awesome.
cutting material.
cutting backing paper, very useful tool.
Like dry erase markers
Stabilos.
for the material just to mark it. Yeah, I mean, that's the gist.
Filters.
We've got some micro squeegees and stuff too. Where's that little one you just made?
That's custom.
That's a custom little thing that Volvo did to get into some really small areas that you can't get your fingers into.
Yeah, those are a nice gel tip.
We've also got
Kind of an extra finger.
stuff like tweezers, just all sorts of stuff to get into little detailed areas.
Pocket screwdriver.
Atera is the IT painkiller. Remote monitoring and management, remote access, help desk and ticketing.
Wrap gloves, yeah, we've got like
Pocket
6
screwdriver.
different size wrap gloves from Wrap Glove. So these are really great. Pain is Dead, they just came out with their SEMA edition wrap gloves, so pretty cool. But yeah, that's about the gist of it.
That's most of the tools right there. I mean, play cage.
And then you also, you know, for the special installers, you got the miniature fun-size wands in case you need to do any spells, which I do often. And if you really need that extra power, I've got like the Harry Potter glasses and everything.
You keep those in there?
Yes, I do. I've also got a Mario go-kart and a squirt bottle in case
it's more-
anyone's misbehaving.
So it's more of a toolbox or a toy box than a.
This is like a purse. This is like a fun purse. So yeah, this is what I use for a tool bag. Most people use stuff place. And then I use like stuff like, you know, you can't really see, I'm too short.
Too short.
Never mind. Let's show our carts really quick though. Yeah.
Let them just take a video of the cards. Like, you don't really need to talk about them. They're just cards.
We've all got our little miniature cart stations right here so we can all go mobile as we do stuff throughout the shop. So, oh, dessert! Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Impressive.
This is our favorite snack from Tea Snow. We get snow and smoothies.
That was delivered on a street bike.
That was delivered in that room, you know, 50 feet away while he's got his snapback. This is a G-Eazy hat that I had signed a couple years ago. And then, Michael, can you grab that one up there? 5 snapback. That's it. That's all I have to say.
As you can see, they're pretty laid back as far as what they got going on. It's not like they're working with an office of like 15, 20 different people. So that's how they set it up. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be going to the OEM is to take y'all with me on a bunch of it, just simply a walkthrough, and then picking up different literature depending on what they're talking about. Because you know I'm always game to get into the innovation of what's going on. So with that being said, shoot, let's go ahead and ride out.